Baltimore, October 7th, 1849. The city was cloaked in an oppressive darkness, the kind that seeps into your bones and makes you shiver. The night was a tempestuous canvas of swirling shadows and torrential rain. The wind howled through the narrow streets, carrying with it the scent of damp earth and decay. Gaslights flickered weakly, casting an eerie, jaundiced glow upon the slick cobblestone streets of Baltimore. The light seemed to dance and waver, as if struggling against the encroaching darkness. A lone figure lay crumpled in the shadows, his clothes soaked through, his breathing ragged and shallow. The rain pelted down on him mercilessly, each drop a cold reminder of his dire situation. This was Edgar Allan Poe, master of the macabre, found on the brink of death. His once sharp eyes were now dull and lifeless, his mind a labyrinth of confusion and despair. His final days remain a mystery, a puzzle shrouded in darkness and whispered rumours. Friends and strangers alike speculated about the events that led to his tragic end. How did a literary genius, a man who had plumbed the depths of human despair in his writing, end up in such a dire state? His life, filled with both brilliance and torment, seemed to mirror the very stories he penned. Was it the cruel hand of fate, or something more sinister lurking in the shadows? The questions lingered unanswered as the storm raged on. The circumstances surrounding Poe's demise are as perplexing as one of his chilling tales. Each clue, each fragment of his final hours only deepens the enigma, leaving us to wonder what truly happened on that dark and stormy night. Poe's death was as sudden as it was shocking. Whispers of his final delirious words, "Reynolds, Reynolds," only deepened the mystery. No one knows for sure who or what he was referring to. Doctors struggled to pinpoint the cause of his rapid decline, leaving behind a void of answers and a legacy forever marked by unanswered questions. Was it the relentless grip of alcoholism, a demon Poe battled for years? Or could it have been something more deliberate, a sinister plot disguised as misfortune? Speculation ran rampant, fueled by the very nature of Poe's dark and brooding literary creations. Over the decades, numerous theories have emerged, each attempting to unravel the enigma of Poe's untimely demise. Some whisper of poison, a lethal dose administered by an unknown hand. Others point to cooping, a sinister practice of electoral fraud that often targeted vulnerable individuals like Poe. And then there's the chilling possibility of rabies, a horrifying end that aligns with the delirium and madness described in his final hours. Join us as we delve into the labyrinthine world of Edgar Allan Poe, seeking answers in the shadows of his life and death. This is a tale of literary brilliance, personal tragedy, and enduring mystery. Prepare to be captivated, chilled, and forever haunted by the unsolved case of Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe. Born in 1809, Poe emerged from humble beginnings to become a literary titan. His words, often seeped in darkness and despair, resonated with readers captivated by his exploration of the human psyche's darkest corners. A master of the macabre, Poe's genius lay in his ability to craft tales that both terrified and fascinated, leaving an indelible mark on American literature. His life, marked by personal tragedy and professional struggles, only added depth to his haunting narratives. Poe's ability to weave intricate plots and create vivid, unforgettable characters set him apart from his contemporaries. From the haunting verses of The Raven to the chilling suspense of The Telltale Heart, Poe's stories explored themes of death, loss, and the fragility of the human mind. He delved into the realms of the supernatural, the grotesque, and the psychologically disturbed, creating a literary landscape both captivating and unsettling. His works often reflected his own inner turmoil and the societal issues of his time, making them not only timeless, but also deeply personal. Poe's innovative use of language and his pioneering of the short story format have cemented his place as a cornerstone of American literature. His influence on horror and detective fiction remains unparalleled, inspiring generations of writers who followed in his footsteps. Poe's legacy lives on, not just in the pages of his own works, but in the countless stories and novels that have drawn inspiration from his unique vision. His contributions to the literary world continue to be celebrated, studied and revered, ensuring that his name and his stories will endure for generations to come. Behind the brilliance, however, lay a life plagued by personal tragedy and inner turmoil. Orphaned at a young age, Poe faced a constant struggle against loss and instability. The deaths of his mother, foster mother and young wife, Virginia, cast a long shadow over his life, fueling the melancholy and despair that permeated his writing. Poe's struggles with alcohol and what some believe to be mental illness further compounded his difficulties. His dependence on substances became a recurring theme in his life, often leading to periods of erratic behaviour and financial instability. These demons, both internal and external, painted a tragic backdrop to his literary success. Despite his personal struggles, Poe achieved significant literary success. He published numerous poems, short stories and essays, earning critical acclaim and a loyal following of readers drawn to his unique blend of horror, romance and psychological depth. His work challenged the literary conventions of his time, pushing the boundaries of genre and exploring the darker side of human nature. Poe's stories were not mere ghost stories or tales of the macabre. They delved into the depths of human psychology, exposing the anxieties, fears and hidden desires that lurk beneath the surface of everyday life. Poe's life, much like his work, was a tapestry woven with threads of brilliance, darkness and tragedy. He was a man seemingly haunted by his own demons, yet driven by an undeniable creative force that propelled him to produce some of the most enduring works in American literature. As we delve deeper into the mystery surrounding Poe's final days, it's essential to remember the complexities of the man behind the pen. His struggles with addiction, loss and mental anguish provide crucial context for understanding the events that unfolded in the days leading up to his untimely demise. Join us as we explore the enigma of Poe's death, seeking answers in the shadows of his haunted life. Section 1. The Lost Days, September 27th, 1849. The final chapter of Edgar Allan Poe's life began, innocuously enough, in Richmond, Virginia. He bid farewell to friends and colleagues, promising a swift return after a brief trip north. His destination, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, where he aimed to secure a prominent editor position. Little did anyone know that this journey would be his last. Poe's movements during those fateful days remain shrouded in mystery. The once prolific writer, known for his meticulous note-taking and correspondence, left behind a scant trail of evidence. Letters sent to friends and family abruptly ceased, leaving a void in the historical record that only amplifies the enigma surrounding his final days. Section 2. Baltimore Beckons, October 3rd, 1849. Poe's reasons for detouring to Baltimore remain unclear. Some speculate he was drawn by the allure of old haunts, seeking solace in familiar surroundings. Others suggest he was lured by the promise of financial gain, perhaps a literary commission or a chance encounter with a former acquaintance. Whatever the reason, Poe's arrival in Baltimore marked a turning point in his tragic tale. The city, once a place of promise and literary success, would become the stage for his final, desperate act. As Poe navigated the labyrinthine streets, his grip on reality seems to have wavered, his demons closing in with each passing hour. Section 3. Witnesses emerge, October 6th, 1849. On the evening of October 6th, a printer named Joseph Walker stumbled upon a sight that would forever etch itself into the annals of literary history. Outside Gunner's Hall, a saloon frequented by local politicians and businessmen, lay Edgar Allan Poe, delirious and disoriented. His clothes were soiled, his speech incoherent, and his once piercing gaze was now clouded with confusion and fear. Walker, recognizing the literary giant, immediately sought help. He alerted a local physician, Dr. John Moran, who had Poe transported to Washington Medical College. There, in a Spartan hospital room, Poe's life would slowly ebb away, leaving behind more questions than answers. October 7th, 1849. Poe's final days were marked by periods of lucidity interspersed with bouts of delirium, and incoherent rambling. He spoke of a mysterious visitor, a Mrs. Clem, and repeatedly called out the name Reynolds, but the meaning behind these utterances remains shrouded in mystery. Despite the best efforts of Dr. Moran and his colleagues, Poe's condition deteriorated rapidly. He succumbed to his ailments on the morning of October 7, 1849, just days after being found wandering the streets of Baltimore. His death, as sudden and unexpected as it was, marked the beginning of an enduring mystery that continues to captivate and confound scholars and enthusiasts to this day. The most prevalent theory surrounding Poe's demise points to a familiar foe, alcoholism. Poe's struggles with drink were no secret. Throughout his life, he grappled with periods of heavy drinking, often fueled by despair, financial woes, and the haunting memory of his beloved Virginia. Witnesses from Poe's final days describe him as appearing intoxicated, further fueling this theory. His erratic behavior, disheveled appearance, and incoherent ramblings could easily be attributed to the effects of alcohol withdrawal or a final, fatal binge. Could this familiar demon have claimed Poe in the end? Whispers of a more sinister plot have long swirled around Poe's death. Some believe the master of the macabre met his end not by his own demons, but by the hand of another. Poison, a silent and deadly weapon, fits the bill perfectly, aligning with the era's penchant for dramatic exits. Proponents of this theory point to the lack of a conclusive autopsy and the vagueness of Poe's symptoms. Could a jealous rival, a scorned lover, or a literary enemy have sought to silence Poe's brilliant yet often scathing pen? The possibility, however slim, adds another layer of intrigue to this enduring mystery. Section 3. Cooping, a Sinister Conspiracy. Cooping. A particularly chilling theory links Poe's death to the seedy underbelly of 19th century politics. Cooping. This nefarious practice involved kidnapping individuals, often intoxicated or vulnerable, and forcing them to vote multiple times in an election under different aliases. Some believe Poe, found disoriented and delirious, may have been a victim of this cruel scheme. His clothing, inconsistent with his usual attire, and his lack of identification lent credence to this theory. Could Poe have been drugged and forced to participate in this fraudulent act, ultimately succumbing to the ordeal? Section 4. The Rabies, Enigma, a Bite of Madness. Rabies. One of the most unsettling theories proposes that Poe succumbed to a particularly gruesome fate, rabies. This terrifying disease, known for causing delirium, hydrophobia, and ultimately death, aligns with some of the symptoms described in Poe's final days. Witnesses noted Poe's erratic behavior, his difficulty speaking, and his apparent fear of water, all potential signs of rabies infection. Could a chance encounter with a rabid animal have sealed Poe's fate, adding a horrifyingly literal layer to his literary explorations of madness and the macabre? Section 5. Unanswered Questions. Linger. Despite over a century of speculation and investigation, Poe's death remains shrouded in mystery. Each theory possesses its own allure and inconsistencies, leaving us with more questions than answers. Was it the slow poison of alcohol, a sinister act of malice, or a cruel twist of fate that claimed the master of the macabre? The passage of time has only deepened the enigma, obscuring crucial evidence and leaving us to grapple with the fragments of a life tragically cut short. As we delve further into the labyrinthine world of Edgar Allan Poe, one thing remains certain. The allure of his life, his work, and his unsolved demise will continue to captivate and haunt us for generations to come. Sober. While the alcoholism theory appears convenient, fitting neatly into the tragic narrative of a tortured genius, it's not without its flaws. Some witnesses, including those who saw Poe in the days leading up to his collapse, claimed he appeared sober and lucid, contradicting the image of a man consumed by drink. Furthermore, medical accounts from the time, while rudimentary by today's standards, don't definitively pinpoint delirium tremens, a severe form of alcohol withdrawal, as the cause of Poe's demise. If not the demon he battled throughout his life, what then led to his tragic end? Section 2. Poison lacking proof. Unfound. The poison theory, while tantalizingly dramatic, lacks concrete evidence. No traces of poison were found in Poe's system, though detection methods in the 1840s were rudimentary at best. This absence of proof, however, doesn't entirely discount the possibility of foul play. Could a skilled poisoner have used a substance undetectable by the era's limited forensic capabilities? Or has the passage of time, along with the mishandling of potential evidence, simply erased the culprit's deadly mark? The lack of answers only intensifies the mystery. Section 3. Cooping, a stretch of imagination. Unlikely. The cooping theory, while intriguing, seems less plausible when examined closely. While rampant in 19th century Baltimore, cooping typically targeted individuals unknown to the public. Would Poe, a literary figure of some renown, have been chosen for such a scheme? Furthermore, Poe's clothing, though described as dishevelled, wasn't necessarily inconsistent with his usual attire. The details, often exaggerated or misconstrued over time, don't fully support his being a victim of this brutal practice. Section 4. Rabies, a literary twist, ironic. Perhaps the most unsettling theory, rabies, while aligning with some of Poe's symptoms, remains a long shot. The disease's progression, typically rapid and fatal, doesn't entirely match the timeline of Poe's final days. Furthermore, there's no record of Poe being bitten by an animal in the weeks leading up to his illness. While a bite could have gone unnoticed or unreported, the lack of this crucial detail casts doubt on rabies as the culprit. Could it be that the master of the macabre met his end not by a physical ailment, but by something more elusive, more fitting of his dark literary creations? Section 1. Poe's enduring shadow. Legacy. Edgar Allan Poe's death, like his life, remains an enigma, a riddle forever etched in the annals of literary history. Did he succumb to the demons he so eloquently captured in his work, or was his demise orchestrated by forces unknown? The mystery endures, as captivating and haunting as his most chilling tales. Despite the lack of definitive answers, one thing remains certain: Poe's legacy transcends the mystery of his death. His words, imbued with darkness, beauty, and a profound understanding of the human psyche, continue to resonate with readers worldwide. He gifted us with tales that explore the darkest corners of our minds, forcing us to confront our fears and embrace the shadows that reside within us all. Poe's stories, such as The Telltale Heart, The Fall of the House of Usher, and The Raven, are more than just narratives. They are explorations of the human condition, delving into themes of madness, guilt, and the supernatural. His ability to weave intricate plots with rich, atmospheric detail has cemented his place as a master storyteller. The enduring fascination with Poe's death speaks not only to the mystery itself, but also to our desire to understand the complexities of genius, particularly when intertwined with tragedy. We seek answers, yearning to make sense of a life cut short, a talent silenced too soon. Yet perhaps the true allure lies in the unanswered questions, the shadows that linger, inviting us to delve deeper into the enigmatic world of Edgar Allan Poe. Poe's influence extends beyond literature. His works have inspired countless adaptations in film, theatre and music, each interpretation adding another layer to his already complex legacy. His themes of love, loss and the macabre continue to resonate, proving that his insights into the human soul are timeless. The mystery of his death, whether by illness, foul play or some other cause, only adds to the allure of his persona. It is this blend of genius and enigma that keeps us captivated, generation after generation. Edgar Allan Poe's death may forever remain a mystery, but his stories, his poems, his enduring legacy, it will never die. He continues to inspire, terrify and captivate us, reminding us that sometimes the most compelling truths are found not in clear answers, but in the shadows of uncertainty. The master of the macabre, in death as in life, continues to hold us spellbound. His works challenge us to look beyond the surface, to question reality, and to embrace the unknown. In doing so, Poe has left an indelible mark on the world, one that will endure as long as there are those who seek to understand the darker aspects of the human experience. As we ponder the mysteries of his life and death, we are reminded of the power of storytelling to transcend time and place, to connect us with the deepest parts of ourselves and each other. Edgar Allan Poe's shadow looms large, a testament to the enduring power of his words. and the timeless appeal of his dark, haunting vision.